Mrs. Harlow, our advanced algebra teacher, was handing out the day's practice sheets, and we were all groaning over the usual load of equations. Little did we know, by the end of the period, we'd be locked down, trembling in fear as our classroom transformed into a shelter from a real-life nightmare. Just after the first bell, an announcement crackled over the PA system, catching everyone off guard. Attention, teachers and students. This is a code red. We are in lockdown. Please secure your rooms immediately. There was a tense pause, and then, "This is not a drill." Those words sent a shockwave through the room. You could feel the collective heartbeat of the class speed up, a chorus of sharp breaths and frantic glances. Mrs. Harlow's face went pale as she immediately rushed to lock the door and close the blinds. We huddled together, sitting on the floor by the back wall, away from the windows and door, as she whispered for everyone to stay quiet. Even the class jokers didn't dare make a sound. A few rows back, I caught sight of Jordan, the loudest kid in our grade, clutching his notebook with shaking hands, his usual confidence replaced by raw fear. The minutes dragged by, each one feeling like an eternity. Our minds raced with questions. Who was out there? What did they want? Then came the footsteps, slow, heavy, deliberate. They echoed down the corridor, each one louder than the last. Each one closer. I held my breath, every muscle in my body tensed, as if even the smallest sound might give us away. I could see my friend Emma beside me, her eyes wide and glassy, holding back tears. A faint, muffled voice sounded from just outside the classroom door. It was impossible to make out the words, but there was something off about the tone. Frantic, yet low, almost like someone mumbling or arguing with themselves. As the footsteps stopped right outside, my heart felt like it would burst. The door handle rattled, then stopped. Another second of silence passed, and then a low, eerie scraping sound, like something metallic dragging against the wall. It was then that I caught sight of Miss Harlow, gripping a wooden ruler in her hand, as if it were a weapon, her face filled with a look of steely determination and fear. The scraping sound continued down the hall, slowly fading away. None of us dared to move. Eventually, the silence returned, but it was a silence filled with dread. Outside, we could hear faint sirens, and soon after, police footsteps rushing through the hall. Only then did the lockdown announcement come to an end, the school staff assuring us it was safe to leave our hiding spots. When the police let us out in single file, they kept us from looking down the hall, where I later heard the intruder had been found. We never learned who that person was or why they came to our school, but the experience left a permanent mark on all of us. The whispers, the scraping sounds, the way that handle shook. It's etched in my mind forever. Story